Hey, I hope you are blessed. I appreciate you joining me again. We are here for the first official part of this five-part series. Uh, Yesterday, you were able to watch the introduction, and I pray you were encouraged so that you can be ignited as I am ignited to get into this series. So, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. If anything, I'll just encourage you to just take a listen, because there's a lot of information, but I'm going to give it to you as quickly as I can and in a way that makes sense. I just pray that you be encouraged by it. And the whole point of this series is just the fact that, whatever is holding us back at the end of the day could be hindering us because there's so many things that we might want to do, like as far as goals or compliments and things, but we're not able to do these things because we keep ourselves from doing them. It could be so many different things. The number one thing is fear, and it could be as simple as procrastination. So then it's our own fault. So, with that, as you can see by the title today, I'm going to talk about fear and living without intentions. So, being afraid to fail is common between for anybody, and being uncertain about how things should go and being able to take control of your lives is something that's fearful as well. So, what I've had to do recently is I've just had to give my life over to Christ because I found that it was too stressful. It was too hard. I was not finishing things, starting things and not finishing them, or I was not putting my best foot forward when I did do things. And so, how could I be afraid to fail if I wasn't doing my best, my 100% best anyway? What if you hate your job and you want to start a new business? You choose to stay at that job because you're afraid to fail. It's common, again, it's very common to have fear, but it stops us from living our best life. How can we actually pursue or dream about anything if we're afraid to do certain aspects of it to get to it? So there is a way to overcome, and that's the goal of the series is to talk about what's holding us back and a way to overcome. So for me, um, overcoming fear, I would, in many instances, change what failure mean to me. It's not bad that you fail. It's not bad that you didn't win, right? Because it's a try, right? You did try it. And in order to move forward, you got to realize that I'm not going to accomplish everything that I set out to do, but at least I set out to do it. I didn't let fear hold me back from trying. You have heard before that without failure, there's no experiences, which is true. And without experiences, there's no growth, which is also true. So, in many cases, I've heard the term that failure is the key to a success. And that didn't make any sense. It's like, what? And nobody wants to fail. How is that going to make me successful? But as we stated, failure is um, is common. It's like the new trend, right? You have to experience some things in life, but you're not necessarily a failure. Also, the more you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you are less fearful. For me, the uncertainty about what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing in life, really got to me until I decided to start talking to Christ about it. And once I done so, I started to feel so much better. So don't have a fear of failing. Don't have fear at all. I mean, it's a trick of an enemy because we're God's children. We're made from royalty, and we could do whatever it is that we set our minds to do with His help, with His guidance. So we can't be made to feel like that because um, I didn't get to make the basketball team that I'm a failure. Well, no, I tried out for the basketball team. If anything, I got some exercise. I was able to be, conditioned. I was able to learn some new moves. I was able to get outside the house. So think about the benefits. And the second part of this is living without intentions. If you if you don't have any intentions on what you're doing in the moment, or what you're working towards, then how are you actually achieving anything? And with intention means having a clear direction, having a plan, knowing how to achieve that plan. And the only direction, the only way that you can obtain this is through Christ Jesus. So, how many people actually want to just follow the crowd? How many people just want to do what others do? And you can't, because if you are just being ordinary, then you'll never be extraordinary. Meaning, Christ can come back right now for his bride, come right back. Are we going to be prepared to go with him, or are we stuck in trying to impress this world? Living with intention, living with the intent to turn my life around so I can go to heaven and live forever. Living with intention to teach my girls as much as I can within a few months of a time spent. Whatever that might be, living it with intention. But what would you do to get there? What would you do to get to living a life of intention? So, while you're living with intention, just know that everything is not going to be perfect, and that the most successful people don't see results by accident. They have a vision, they have a plan, and they thought about it, they seek God about it, they wrote it down, and they made it plain. And then next, they're going to take the right actions. They're going to take the right steps to get them through living with intention. Sometimes we might feel like life is going nowhere, like every day is just repetition. I feel like that sometimes. But if I make a plan for my day, then that makes it intentive. That makes the intention, is what I'm trying to say. So instead of just waking up and going, I'm going to actually plan some things in my head for a few hours at a time throughout the day, and actually take care of some things. Everything is not going to be perfect. And, I encourage you to just take action to get on top of that plan. Whatever God is bringing to the forefront of your mind, you're slowly getting to where you want to be just by seeking Him, and taking that plan and writing it down and making it plain. Because now you're no longer full of fear. Now you are motivated to work. You want to do this now, right? Okay, so also if you think about analogy of a basketball player or a football player, they're not just running back and forth up and down the court. They're actually trying to hit the goal, right? They're trying to score. So if they hit the goal, if we hit the goal, right, then we advance to the next round. How can we be, waiting on to do this certain thing, but we haven't done this other certain thing first? We got to know what's holding us back. And once we get down to the bottom of that and we make a plan and be proactive, then, the fear and everything else goes out the window. So the way to overcome living without intention is to make a plan, take action, try to climb the mountain. But not just sit there and look at the mountain and say, oh, wow, it's a really cool mountain. No, you got to prepare yourself to climb it. To climb it, you have to prepare yourself to climb it. And I don't mean, literally. I mean physically, as far as physical growth. I pretty much reached the end of that. And these are going to be simple. They're going to be simple to understand, and I pray that they're simple to overcome because it has alleviated so much stress for me personally. And you just never know what's going on in this life or what's going on with people. But I've been in a really dark place for a while, and I just thank God for staying true to me as I stay true to Him. And if you stay true to His word as well, then that's like the icing on the cake. He's going to direct us in His word to things that we need as well to help us not be fearful and to help us live our life with intention and not just live life. Make a plan. So I appreciate you joining me, and I pray you stay blessed. I will see you back here tomorrow, same time, for the next part. We'll jump into 2 more ways to overcome whatever is holding you back. So stay blessed. Bye bye.